When I was young, one of my least favorite, most unfair, most hated phrases that I discovered was, "You must be this tall to ride this ride." It was not right. It was not fair. Around that same time, I realized there was a truth about life that I didn't like pretty much exactly as much. You must be this perfect to be approved to have life. I didn't like that one because I could do that one about as much as I could instantly grow. The difference between those two is that one of them I was able to grow. And about the same time, I got to kind of puff my chest up and walk right underneath that sign and hit my head on it so they couldn't stop me from riding that ride. I realized that it's not about perfection. It was about love. That looked better. I like that one better. Love is the law. Oh, I grabbed onto that. Then within a few years, I realized that, unfortunately, that just backed the problem up a little bit because the standard was perfect love. And I went, oh, well, that doesn't help. Because all I could do at that point was either try to change the standard, which I did, and that didn't work too well, or try to excuse the fact that I knew I didn't come close by looking at how nobody else did either. See, every time I fail to live up to the perfect standard of love, what does that look like? How Jesus loved the Father, that's how I'm supposed to love God. How Jesus loved the people he encountered, from the Pharisees to the lepers, that's how I was supposed to love everybody I ran into. Doesn't take me half a day to realize I can't do that. It also doesn't take me very long to look around and go, aren't very many people who love me like that very long. And I'm sure you can do the same thing. So it can turn into something that's, oh, perfect love? I don't even believe that exists. I know I can't do it. And we can take that truth and once again, we can try to blame, shift, justify, change the standard, pretend that's not the truth, or we can just go, wow, I have to be able to clear this canyon. I have to be able to jump that far to find life because there's destruction behind me, gaining on me, and I have to jump it. And I can't. And anybody who could help me, they can't help me either because they can't jump it either. None of us can jump it. Well, that's the standard, and God made the standard. So he hates me. Because he knows I can't do that. No, he said, I'm going to keep the standard, and I want to keep you. Well, how does that work? God wrapped himself in flesh to become like one of us so that he could go through life for 3-ish decades doing what we were always supposed to do and couldn't, can't, don't want to most of the time. You know, love God and love others perfectly. And then he laid himself down on our behalf in our place, and God himself poured out his right anger on evil and wickedness on himself. Your daddy busted you and spanked himself. You get it? On himself and died in our place so that when he rose, we could rise with him. And he gave us his prize for doing it right. Out of love. In exchange for our mess. And the beauty of that is that if you trust in that and you embrace that, then every single wound you have because somebody failed to love you right will be healed and restored because he paid the price to make you whole. And every single place and way in time where you fell short will be made right without you having to pay that price. So there's no eternal condemnation. And lest you think it's somebody gets away with something, well, what about the ones who don't say yes? It still gets made right. What was done to them will be justly made right. And what they did will be justly made right. So, if we're honest with ourselves, how well have we measured up this morning to the standard? Never mind a lifetime. Who do you want to pay the bill? You or Jesus? If it's Jesus, let him have it. Let him pay it. He doesn't need your help. Give it to him. Thank him for his forgiveness and his mercy. And what is owed you, give that to him too. Let the judge have it and let him heal your heart. That's what the cross was for. And that's what we're remembering. This isn't intermission. This isn't a timeout. This is the most important aspect, is when we recognize the truth that I can't, he can, he did. He loves me. He loves you. And it's not about our performance. It's about his. So remember his performance on our behalf and come now as you will.